Next question comes from CT Homebrewer. Why would my mash pH continuously creep lower throughout? Brewed a blonde and couldn't get her to stabilize. At what point? So you feel as if that's happening throughout the mash? So like as the mash is resting, it's continuing to creep lower. Also, let me know, what kind of pH meter you have. Is it reliable? Okay, pH continue to lower even after 30 to 40 minutes. So like, are you talking about from going from, 5.4 to 5.35 to 5.3? Like, is it a really very small, is it a really small thing? And yeah, and what kind of pH meter do you have? Do you have like one of those baller like bench ones? You know what I mean? Or is it one that's a little bit like on the cheaper side? And also, does it drift when you put it into your 4 pH, your 7 pH? Milwaukee benchtop meter. How long has it been since you replaced that probe, brother? You have a Milwaukee benchtop and you're home brewing? Good for you, baby. Good for you. It's a baller move. Oh, the pH kept rising. Okay, well, either way. Ham McVeigh says easy fix, just check the pH less often. That's we can run with that too. You guys are funny. But CT, so it's climbing. Think about how old that probe is. What kind of storage situation you're in with it. You should had to keep adding acid to bring it down. Probe is new, and you've done all your calibrations, your high and your low. And when it's in the 4 pH buffer, it just sits there and holds at 4. We're diagnosing this live in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Well, if it doesn't drift while you're in your buffer solutions, that's an interesting one, man. I'm not certain. The other thing is you were saying that it drifts. I'd be interested in seeing like what some of the range is. Like, is it small? Is it going from 5.2 to 3 over the course of an hour? Because potentially, you could be looking at and I'm just riffing here, but maybe you have a situation where your solution isn't fully mixed. Right? Your solution, your mash is not fully homogenized. Maybe that's happening. That's where I would go with it. It's a little bit of a stumper, but that's some of my guess. Hugh is saying that, it sounds maybe like an instrument issue. And I think that's probably the deal there. Maybe it's your mix. Hate to not have a super solid answer here for you, CT, but that's my guess. That sounds like an instrument issue, especially if you feel as if it's well homogenized. Making sure that you're also taking the temperature of that sample to a uniform point. Typically, a lot of those instruments like to run around 60 F or whatever your baseline measurement is. Double check that too, because that could be a factor. He does a 3-point calibration in a little high, 5.4 to 5.6 as mash continuous pH. That's a stumper, man. I don't know. I would have to do some more digging. My guess is that it feels like it's on the instrument side. All sample temps were at 68 F. Great. So yeah, you have a standard thing there. So we're on the same page. That's the way I would approach it. Try to make sure that your mash is homogeneous. Maybe shoot a message to the Milwaukee people, or do a little digging. If you're seeing drift up, that doesn't seem to make sense to me. Sorry, I couldn't be more clear for you, man.